Welcome to the tournament briefing for the 2019 Bunnings Junior National Touch Championships being held in Rotorua from the 8th to the 10th of February. Touch New Zealand are pleased to announce our principal partner for the 2019 Junior Nationals is Bunnings Warehouse. Touch New Zealand would like to acknowledge and thank all our partners for their continued support. SAS Sport, Bartercard, the Drug Testing Company, One Foundation, MyFM, Tech5 Recruitment, Silver Fern, Recruit IT, and of course, Bunnings Warehouse. Key contacts during the course of the tournament. For any issues in regards to event logistics, results, protests, venue management, food vendors, or contractors, please contact our tournament manager, Pam Hyde, via Tournament HQ, situated at the end of Field 4. For any inquiries regarding live streaming, player bios, or the Touch New Zealand website, please contact Sandy Hackett, our partnership manager, via the media and comms area in the stadium. On-field referee inquiries. Please be aware that the team manager or captain can approach the on-field referees at halftime and post-game with a query. All inquiries are to be brief to enable the referee coaching feedback process to occur. Tournament communication process. For all tournament communication to teams, this will be via your tour managers. Please ensure your tour managers provide Touch New Zealand with their contact mobile details. During the course of the tournament, two forms of contact will be utilised with tour managers: their mobile phones and calls over the sound system. For all generic communication, please refer to the Touch New Zealand website www.touchnz.co.nz or the Touch New Zealand social media sites, Facebook or Instagram. Once again, for any generic communications on site, our on-field sound system will be utilised. Please note, tour managers are the approved agent for communication on behalf of teams to the tournament manager at HQ. This ensures that all requests, inquiries and issues have provincial endorsement. Tournament results. A tournament board will be set up by Tournament HQ at the end of Field 4. Game results will be loaded within 15 minutes of the conclusion of the game. Please ensure that you continually check the board throughout the day for results loading and also for any field changes. Touch New Zealand will load the daily information and results onto the Touch New Zealand website at the conclusion of the day. Injury management process. For medical assistance on site, we will have St John's, physio rehab and Fit 360 warm-up and activation area. St John's will manage all serious injuries on site and are contactable via event staff communication system. Physio rehab will be available for injury management, recovery and prevention. Teams are to provide strapping tape should you require strapping. Physio rehab will be housed in the Touch New Zealand gazebo in the Marquee Village. On-field injury management process. In the first instance, the team manager is to assess the player injury status. Should the injury require assistance or assessment, please flag down an event staff member and they will make contact with St John's. Please do not remove a player from the field of play unless they have been assessed and it is a minor injury. For all major injuries, We will have St John's on site to assess and treat as required. Please note that there are a number of on-field support items that do not have approval for usage, as they cause harm to opposition players, i.e. braces, splints, and casts for injury management. Soft braces can be considered as long as there is a dispensation application lodged with the tournament manager prior to the tournament, along with a medical certificate stating the requirement for the support brace and a photo of the support brace. Soft support braces must not have any rodding or form structure items in the brace. Approved items for usage during the course of the event are K-tape strapping, rigid tape, and tubey grip. Touch New Zealand has an extensive risk management plan in place for the event, which cover hot weather conditions, wet weather conditions for both players and spectators alike. The anticipated long weather forecast for this event is a high 25 degrees. At this stage, the hot weather risk plan will not need to be implemented. However, we do encourage teams to seek shelter in their marquee gazebo area whilst they are not playing, to utilise sunblock, hats, and hydrate up. The Touch New Zealand Risk Management Plan covers player safety, power on site, medical support, water safety, food handling, off-road parking, and the evacuation procedure. Please note that should an evacuation procedure call come out over the sound system, please ensure that you meet in the designated areas advised. For the finals field, the meeting point is out in the middle of the finals field. For fields 1 to 4, the meeting point is on the car park side of field 4. For fields 5 to 12, the meeting point is on the car park site nearest field 5. Touch New Zealand, in conjunction with Rotorua Stadium, have ensured that parking on site is available for approximately 1,000 vehicles. The main car park on site is accessible via Thebes Street. There are a number of car parks around on site. Please ensure that you park correctly and do not block other vehicles in. Please do not park on yellow lines, as this will incur ticketing and tow trucks will be on site. So please follow the instructions of the parking wardens as they direct you to a car park area. There is also a car park available on Devon Street, opposite the cricket nets. We ask again that you do not block other cars in, as cars are required to have access in and out of the parking venues during the day. Due to the size and location of the playing surfaces, the event will have a pedestrian crossing. This will be in place to enable access between Rayboard Reserves, Field 5 to 12, and Westbrook Park Field 1 to 4, and the finals field in the stadium. This is to be used at all times for movement between the playing sites as part of the health and safety plan for the event. Venue access. As detailed, the main car park is accessed off Thebes Street. Vehicles are not approved to drive on the playing grounds at any time. The pedestrian will be set up to enable access between Rayboard Reserves, Westbrook Park, and the finals field. The park is accessible via locked gate system, As such, access to the park is open at 7 a.m. on Friday, 7 a.m. on Saturday, and 6:30 a.m. on Sunday. Please ensure that you advise all families and spectators there is no standing on the finals field surface. All spectators must be in the grandstand for viewing games on the finals field. Spectators will also be required to be behind roped areas at all times around fields. This will include any team that is not playing on the field at the time. Touch New Zealand is pleased to advise that the event is a no alcohol or smoking event. We would appreciate it if you could please advise this to your families and spectators alike. Touch New Zealand Sideline Behaviour Protocol. Touch New Zealand will be running our AFI program again this year. Please note that the following behaviour protocol is put in place for teams to be aware of the significance of sideline behaviour. Step 1. Should sideline behaviour be identified as an issue on a field, Touch New Zealand AFI, community coaching, or event staff will approach. Step 2. Touch New Zealand Tournament Manager will request the Provincial Tour Manager to the field of play. Step 3. Touch New Zealand and the Provincial Tour Manager will address the party to resolve the behaviour. Step 4. Should the behaviour continue, Touch New Zealand event staff or referees will call time on the game until behaviour is resolved. A person may be removed from the park at any time and can be trespassed. If the behaviour continues into the next game, then the team the person is associated with may be defaulted from the tournament. Touch New Zealand has a zero tolerance for inappropriate sideline behaviour. This also applies to the sub-boxes. Inappropriate behaviour from coaches, managers and players will fall under the behaviour protocol. For all tournament-specific information in regards to conditions of entry, scorecards, uniforms, eligibility, stand-down players, coaching positions, protests and appeals, final showcase, and presentations, I would refer you to the manager's pack specifically. We will touch on some of these items as we move forward. Oh no. Scorecards and disputes. At the conclusion of the game, scores are to be checked with the referees. If the score is correct and you agree to this, then please sign the card. We encourage you to confirm at halftime what the score is with the referees or referee support official. Should you deem the scorecard and result to be incorrectly noted, then please do not sign the card and lodge a protest at Tournament HQ within 15 minutes. Note, you cannot dispute an awarded touchdown or referee call. Once a dispute is lodged with Tournament HQ, all parties will be contacted to provide information to look at the options for resolving the score dispute. As part of the scoring system, Touch New Zealand at all our national events are utilising a scorecard that enables the on-field referee to note the number of the player who scored the touchdown. Please be aware that from time to time, the referee may ask the team manager to confirm the player's number if this is not in sight. On the scorecard, you're also required to note down your non-playing members. The scorecard will also note any send-offs and sin bins. For any send-offs, the player, along with the team manager and tour manager, are to come to Touch New Zealand headquarters immediately following the conclusion of the game. Excess players. Each team is able to register up to 16 players. Prior to every match commencing, the team manager is to advise the referee official of the stand-down player numbers for recording on the scorecard. Please note that the stand-down players must wear training uniform in the sub-box during the game. Stand-down players cannot participate in the game at all during their stand-down period. The interchange sub-box area. Sub-box. Only those players and team officials registered on the team registration form are authorised to be in the sub-box. Note that shoes must be worn in the sub-box at all times by all parties. The interchange area and interchanges. Interchanges are to occur within the sub-box area only. Players and team officials are to stay within the sub-box boundaries when subbing. Equipment in the sub-box. Only approved equipment is allowed in the sub-box. Please note that under the health and safety policy, the following items are deemed as hazardous: umbrellas, gazebos, seats, and tables. During the course of semi-finals and finals, the drop-off rule will apply. At the end of the game, a siren will indicate the finish of the game. If it is a tie, we will move immediately to a drop-off. The team who won the toss taps off to commence the drop-off. The sub-box and direction stays the same. The drop-off is to start immediately without delay. During the drop-off, should a knockdown occur, the touch count will restart. Right of reply. Before a result can be declared in extra time, both teams must have had possession. The drop-off management will be run by the Hooter system. The Touch New Zealand playing rule, 8th edition, points 4 to 8, cover the drop-off rule should you require any further information. Finals information for our 6 grand finals. Managers are to meet Sandy Hackett, our partnership manager, in the media area in the stadium following qualifying to confirm your captains, vice-captains and name pronunciations for all team members. Teams are required to be at the stadium tunnel entrance point to the finals field 10 minutes before the match. Players will be called onto the field of play in number order, with their captain leading them onto the field. Players are to run out onto the 10-metre line, face the opposing team. They will be asked to walk forward, shake hands, and head back to their sub-boxes and await the conclusion of the 2-minute music. Medal presentation ceremonies. The medal presentation ceremonies will commence at the conclusion of the 18 boys grand final. Medal presentation will be for bronze, silver and gold medals for all grades. The presentation order will be under 16 girls, under 16 mixed, under 16 boys, under 18 girls, under 18 mixed and under 18 boys. Each team will be awarded 19 medals in total. Once you receive your medals, teams will be asked to move over to the photo area for team photographs. Site information. There will be a number of toilets on site. The toilet servicing field 1 to 4 and the marquee village will be available at the end of field 1 towards the stadium. There are both female and male toilets available in this area. On Rayboard Reserve, we will have a toilet trailer along with a public toilet block available for usage. We will have 2 food vendor sites running at the venue. One up on Westbrook Park beside field 1 to 4 and one on Rayboard Reserve. Drone usage. Please note that drone usage is only allowable with Rotorua Stadium and Council pre-approval on any of the playing sites. Rotorua International Stadium, Westbrook Park, Rayboard Reserves are all part of the playing site. Please note it is a finable offence for the usage of unauthorised drones at this venue. Tournament HQ will be situated at the end of field 4. Marquees. Only approved team marquees or gazebos are allowed to be set up on site. Setup is in the approved area in conjunction with the ground manager Guy Barton. Teams are allocated a 6 by 6 metre site size. Marquees are able to be set up from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday, the 7th of February. Water on site. We will have 2 water horses on site for usage. One will be placed on Rayboard Reserve and one in the stadium entrance down from field 1. All water on site is tested and is drinkable. Security on site. Please note that you are responsible for any items your team brings on site. Please ensure you do not leave any valuables in marquee areas during games or overnight. Once again, our main car park is accessible via Thebes Street. It is noted on the grass area on the site map. Hazardous information and identification. Should you note any hazards, please advise tournament control immediately so a hazard notification sheet can be completed and the issue resolved as part of our health and safety plan delivery. Field map. Please note that the entrance from Thebes Street will lead you up to the large parking site on the right-hand side of the park. This is on a grass area. As such, we will have dedicated traffic staff that will lead you through to the parking area and park vehicles. There is also parking on site in marked areas. The marquee village will be in the area identified with squares opposite fields 1 to 4. There is a gate entrance up to field 1 to 4 from the marquee village. We will also have a walkway down by tournament control to the pedestrian noted in red, and players will move over the pedestrian to field 5 to 12. Paperwork requirements. Final team registration forms with player numbers and all team officials noted are required to be either handed in at Tournament HQ or emailed to pam@touchnz.co.nz by 7 p.m. Thursday the 7th of February. In regards to compression garment dispensations, for any players that require for medical reasons to wear compression garment, you must request a dispensation by the 3rd of February, along with a supporting medical note or certificate from your physio or doctor. Team managers will need to supply the playing number and team details of the player. This information will be considered by the tournament manager and once approved, sent to the referee manager for referee notification purposes. Please note that the tournament rule amendment to Rule 22, Playing and Surrounding Environment, has occurred. This rule states that at their sole discretion, the match referees, referee support official, Touch New Zealand referee coaches or Touch New Zealand tournament officials have the right in exceptional circumstances to instruct any person to immediately leave the park and or surrounding playing area should the conduct of the individual considered to be threatening, abusive, or bring the game into disrepute. This provision also applies to the conduct of team officials. If a person and or team official refuses to comply with the instructions of the match referees, referee support official, Touch New Zealand referee coaches, or Touch New Zealand tournament officials, then the match will be stopped until the instruction is complied with. For all player eligibility, please note this is governed by the Touch New Zealand eligibility policy. The policy is available on the Touch New Zealand website www.touchnz.co.nz. General information. A rubbish management plan is in place for the site. Teams will be able to collect rubbish bags from Tournament HQ. We ask that you utilise these in the marquee area and at the end of each day, remove your rubbish and dispose of it in the skips on site. Rubbish bins will be around the site for use beside fields and in the food areas. Please do not remove these bins and take them to the marquee areas. The opening ceremony will occur at 8 a.m. on Friday, the 8th of February. This will take place on the stadium field. All teams are to assemble on the northern end of the stadium field at 7:50 a.m. Awhi promises. These promises must be completed by team coaches and managers and emailed to Moni Collins at cpm@touchnz.co.nz. Out of bounds areas. Please note the following areas are out of bounds for the duration of the tournament: cricket wickets, cricket nets, referee HQ, parking on playing areas, the stadium main field for spectators, and the stadium tunnels. The stadium main field and tunnels can be accessed by those teams playing on the finals field, however are out of bounds for all spectators and other teams. Please note there is to be no warming up on marked fields. There is significant space around the fields for warming up. Also, the Fit 360 warm-up activation area will be available to teams. As part of our sideline behaviour program, fields will be roped. As such, we ask everyone to stand behind the roped areas when they are not playing. Please note we have a number of draw amendments. The 18 girls draw and finals format has been updated and sent out to provinces with new seedings and finals format. The under 16 boys and under 18 mixed finals format has been updated and sent to provinces this afternoon for distribution. This brings us to the conclusion of our tournament briefing. We wish all teams good luck for the event and we look forward to seeing you in Rotorua.